What is up, everyone? Drew from the Misfit Project here with the very first video in the Don't Talk About It, Be About It series, where we try to take all of these concepts that we've given you guys over the course of the podcast and put them into action, show you what they actually look like in this video setting. The very first episode is going to be about the morning routine and my morning routine. What do I do when I get up in the morning? When do I get up? What does my routine look like? When do I have coffee? How much salt do I put in the water? What's my little primer? All of these different things. I'm shooting this intro after I'm done. I wasn't really sure how I was going to be doing at 6 a.m. for the video. You guys can judge that for yourself. Hopefully I did okay. But the main goal here, and hopefully I was able to show this, is to get the mind and the body ready for the day. We're gonna set our circadian rhythm. We're maybe gonna do some intention setting. There's a lot of different aspects here, and I just want you guys to, try to carve out just this little bit of time in the morning, whether it's 15 minutes, whether it's 45 minutes, I can do my routine in either of those time frames. Really take the time for yourself, see what sort of change it makes. Let's go see how I did. Good morning, Misfits. It's about 6 a.m. on a Monday morning. Wanted to make this as authentic for you guys as possible. Rocking the bed head, sleepy eyes. Hopefully I can actually speak my way through this. So the beginning of the morning routine is all about setting our circadian rhythm. So I'm out on the back deck. Sun's starting to come up here. I have my water. I want to make sure that this isn't too cold. That can be a little rough on the insides with, actually getting the hydration going. I know you guys have been asking for a specific measurement. So we've got a half teaspoon of pink salt in there. That's going to do a couple things for us. The water, the electrolytes are going to get us hydrated. The salt itself is also going to help with the adrenals. So we're going to throw this down the hatch, and then we're going to get into our movement practice. Time to get the morning primer going. We really need to let our bodies know that we're awake. That's going to start the process of upping our cortisol, really letting our bodies know that we got to set our circadian rhythm so that throughout the day we naturally drop the levels of our stress hormone and eventually get to the point where our melatonin is going to start to go up, set us up to succeed throughout the day, set us up to succeed this evening with being able to actually get rested and get to sleep when we want to. So I've got a bunch of different things that I'll do here. Burpees are really the easiest one, I think. It's kind of mindless. It really gets the heart rate going. Sometimes I've got like a morning push-up challenge going where I'm trying to work on those, so I'll do that. I'll do 3 rounds of push-ups and lunges. Really the only thing that we're trying to do here is get our heart rate up just a little bit, and that is not challenging, especially at like 6 a.m. So I'm going to go through a set of burpees here. And then I really like to cool down from that, with some stretches that I know they're going to help me a little bit. So we're going to go 15 burpees, and then I'm going to take my time through some stretches, and that's going to help me get some of this sunshine, get my body ready to get going. The next part of the morning routine here is going to be part of what makes this my specific morning routine, and we'll get into making sure that you guys can make this your own as well. I come back inside, I make some decaf coffee, and then I head upstairs for, just sort of regular shower for the day, and then most importantly, the cold shower. With the coffee, I try, anybody that's into coffee or tea or anything like that, I try to get people to take that full step back, and even though it seems annoying when you first get started, to slow the process down. So I'm sure we'll speed this next part up a little bit, maybe a little time lapse or something, but I do the pour over coffee, one, because I'm a bit of a coffee snob and, I really like it, but also I really like the process, and I think it can be a really good teacher. There's the old adage, do anything how you do everything. And to me, that means a few different things. Obviously the important one of, when you're working on something, put yourself into it so that you can get out of it what you want. But there's also, for me, starting the day with being present, not rushing around, not, creating a frantic mind. If I start with this and I take my time, if I take my time stretching outside, If I take my time with all of these things that I'm moving forward with after in the video, I really find that it makes a difference in my day. Next step here is going to be the shower. Don't worry, there's no actual shower scene. This is just for dramatic effect. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to start, my big mental process. And I'm literally going to sit down, a little bench off to the side here in the shower, drink my cup of decaf, and just get the mental process going. I find that this actually helps me get into the thought process of, we're going to be doing some journaling, some, to-do list stuff, and this really gets it going for me. Next, and probably, I don't want to say most importantly, but one of the biggest parts of my morning routine, like if I have to condense it down, if I'm really busy, if I got to condense it down to something really quick, is going to be that cold shower. It's not that bad once you get used to it. It really isn't. It's actually something that I enjoy, something that I look forward to. It's 6 a.m., so I can't do this part, but one of the things that I like to do as part of my morning routine, if I'm in a setting, where my wife's not still sleeping, is I actually, during my cold shower, do a little warrior cry. I can still, get myself a little pumped up, maybe, some flexing or who knows what. But I find it, as part of the okay, we got to get up, we got to wake up, we got to get our body ready. Once the cold shower hits, I really kind of get after it a little bit there for a second just to make sure that I'm letting my body know that I'm awake. So I'm going to put the camera down. I don't want things to get a little weird here. Hot shower, drink my coffee, think about some stuff, get my mind going. Cold shower, good to go. All right, guys, I don't know if you can tell a difference in what I look like, but I can definitely tell a difference in how I feel. That cold shower in the morning is such a game changer. And I feel like it really kind of sets me up for this next part here. So as you can see, back out on the deck, any of my morning routine that I can get in outside in the sunshine, set my circadian rhythm, the more the better. So what I'm gonna do right now is my 5 minutes of, call it whatever you want, mindfulness, meditation, breathing. We've talked about it on the podcast before. In for 4, hold for 2, out for 4, hold for 2. I'm gonna do this for 5 minutes. I'm gonna do this for 5 minutes right now. I'm gonna do this for 5 minutes at my midday check-in, and I'm gonna try to do this 5 minutes before I go to bed. So again, something that really, we're starting to shift from the body to the mind, letting the entire system know, that we mean business today. So, time to breathe. As we start to move further and further through the morning routine, it's important, especially for me personally, to really set my mind in a place where it needs to be. And that cold shower, the mindfulness work, and now the journaling is a really important part of this for me. I have recently started getting up much earlier. It started with a work project, and I realized how much I enjoyed it. No, I do not enjoy the alarm going off early. No, I do not enjoy getting out of bed. But right when I do that, there's kind of a stillness to the morning that is, really enticing. So I would, in a perfect world, be writing in my notebook. But I find that I write a little bit easier. I can hold myself accountable if I'm traveling, if I write on the iPad. You've probably noticed that there has been absolutely positively no talk about technology so far. That is absolutely on purpose, and we will get to that. But I do have the self-control to pick up the iPad, do the Touch ID, go straight to Evernote, and get myself set up to do some journaling. And the journaling process is something that you should make personal for you. For me, essentially what I do is I take a topic, typically one that I think of, in that time that I spent in the shower, and I just write a paragraph or so on it. Sometimes it's a little bit shorter, sometimes it's a little bit longer. Today, for example, I'm actually going to be writing about my routine. I just got back from vacation, and I'm essentially writing to, get it out of my head and put on paper that it's okay to take those moments away from your routine, to know that you don't absolutely positively rely on it and need it. And then it's awesome to be able to come back and say, you know, I got back from vacation and I'm going to jump right back into my routine. I'm not going to let, sort of like, when you eat something bad and you let a diet, get completely out of hand. I'm not going to let, this routine sort of go away. My next step after the journaling is going to be my to-do list. This is a morning routine and productivity thing that's made a big difference for me. What I try to do is I try to lay out 10 things that I'm trying to accomplish throughout the day. And they can literally be as simple as meeting with so-and-so, write this article, plan this podcast, whatever, something very specific. Or I put my midday check-in in there to make sure that I, go for a walk, really kind of check in on myself. I can, put notes in there, if I've, feel like I've got something personally I need to work on, whether it's being present or making sure that I'm reflecting at the end of the day to kind of take this process full circle. But I just have 10 things on there, and by the end of the day, they essentially get a check mark or an X, and I've gotten to the point where I am not super excited if I hit all 10, and I'm not super disappointed if I don't hit all 10. A lot of times, one thing on the list can actually turn into 4 or 5. I just know that if I write these things down, I can show you guys sort of what a page would look like that's completely done. If I write these things down, I know that I can slide them over to the next day. I know that they're there. I know that I'm kind of thinking about all of the things that I'm trying to accomplish. So I've actually got to-do lists all over the place. I've got to-do lists, on my iPad. I've got to-do lists here. I've got to-do lists in certain applications, different things that can help me. But this physical one right here, that like actual checking off of the box, that's just something, the like tactile portion of it is something that I really like to do. All right, guys, just 2 quick things left with the morning routine. The first one is going to be what I call intention setting. This right here is a book called The Daily Stoic. It's got a little daily quote from Stoic philosophers, and then below sort of a modern interpretation of it. Something that I really actually like. I like it because, I'm trying to set myself up to succeed for the day. And a lot of what they talk about, really resonates with me personally and what I'm trying to do once I'm out into the world and dealing with a bunch of stressors and, still trying to, remain present, remain mindful, all these different things. So I typically read this to my dogs, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you guys a video of me reading to the dogs. I can try. After that, it's more coffee making. This time it's actually caffeinated. We'll go over what that's all about in the outro. We are finishing off where we started, back out on the deck in the sunshine. This time, instead of decaf or water, finally get to have that caffeinated coffee. The concept there is that when we wake up, we talked earlier about the adrenals and the cortisol. They're trying to do the job of letting us know we're awake, and we're going to confuse the system. We're going to confuse our adrenals. And, neither of them are really going to work that well if we try to go after caffeine right off the bat. So my personal rule is I just really want to feel awake, like I'm ready to go, like my cortisol isn't quite so high anymore, I'm not really having that stress of the morning. That's when I'll go to the caffeine. This routine, obviously, for some of you, you're like, how am I supposed to accomplish all this? I've got to get up at this time. I've got to go to bed at this time. There's only so much time in a day. What I can tell you is this routine can be condensed down a lot. There's some mornings where I'm doing the water and the push-ups right in the bathroom, straight into the cold shower, and then I just spend the couple of minutes that I have left, out here, or in front of, a blue light lamp if we're dealing with the winter, which, we're just finally getting over now in May. So I guess really the big thing is, just to recap, is that you guys understand that you're trying to get your mind and your body ready, and especially if you have time, take that mind all the way to some intention setting, just getting yourself to a point where you know what you're trying to get out of the day, both from a productivity standpoint and then just from yourself, you know, how you want to try to act throughout the entire day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was challenging for me to shoot this at 6 a.m., but I think it was important so you see kind of the progression of me and you know what this morning routine does for me. So I hope you enjoyed that. Comment section below, let me know, you know, what you guys are doing for your morning routine, if there's anything that you picked up on it, if you guys want to see more videos like this, anything like that. And until next time, that's good. Don't talk about it, be about it. Peace.